that hopped on have already heard me talk a little bit about what I'm going to be focusing on this week, which is called the 5x50 formula. So it is part of wellness coaching. You know, we can give people a fitness program, we can help them with their nutrition, but if there's an underlying problem with energy levels, it's kind of hard to have someone just tell them do a workout. Some people do okay with that, you know, do this 30-minute workout, and that's easy for them. But if there are energy level problems, then we have to kind of get to the root of the problem. And this is something that I learned in Brendon Burchard's high performance training. But at the end of these 5 videos that I'm going to do, I will give you a link to his own YouTube video that's about 30 minutes long, and it will go over all of these 5 things. And I add a couple things in here that I think will help you out also. Some different resources and references. And sorry if you hear my my dog barking. I tried to hide as best I could. So again, we're going to talk about 5 of them, but today we're just going to talk about 1, and then I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks. So the first thing in the 5x50 formula is to increase your sleep by 50 minutes, okay? So different tips for everything that have to do with 50-minute blocks, different, as we're going to go through this, you'll understand that, but this one is actually the simplest. In terms of on paper, right? Just sleep an extra 50 minutes. Now that's assuming you're not getting 8 hours of sleep. He actually recommends 8 to 9 hours sleep. And some people are actually in bed for 8 to 9 hours, but their quality of sleep is not good. So we're going to talk about that in a second. So if you're not getting to those REM cycles, then you're not going to be getting restful sleep. Your sleep-wake cycles are off. You're not stimulating the right amount of hormones that will help you get energy in the morning. So if you're in that maybe 4 to 6 hour range, the studies that Brendon did showed that people were actually walking around as if they were intoxicated just on 4 to 6 hours sleep. And that has always been my problem. Not that I can't sleep, but I go to bed too late because I'm a night owl. So if you're a night owl and you have any questions about, you know, how to shift things around, again, put them in the comments. I don't think I'm seeing comments right now, but after I can always get to those. So what we found in a lot of the current research is that increasing your sleep by 50 minutes, if you're not getting those 8 hours a night, will actually improve your cognitive function by 20%. And that just doesn't mean, you know, you're mentally going to be smarter the next day. It means you can handle life stresses much better. And when we're always having to make a lot of decisions throughout the day, that's very fatiguing. So if we're having trouble making decisions because we're lacking sleep, then that's a big energy sucker, right? We're draining our energy just because we are decreasing our cognitive function by a lot. So 20% is a lot. I mean, think about how much more you can get done during the day if your cognitive function does improve. Let's see if I forgot any big tips. I mean, most Americans are sleeping closer to that 6-hour mark. So, you know, what I have been trying to do, because again, I'm a work in progress with a lot of these tips that I'm going to be talking about. This Wi-Fi is not cooperating. Okay, yeah, Lori, I'm not sure because it doesn't look like there's a lot of people online. So hopefully when I do the replay, this will work. We'll see. I don't know if it's yours or mine, but it does still say I'm live and I have a connection. So I will keep going. And we're just going to go over a couple more things that are actually, I think, going to help you either get that quality of sleep or try to get your 8 hours. So one thing that's really interesting, if you have an iPhone, or if you have an iPad and you are using those at night, you'll notice that you know, that can stimulate your brain and that will interrupt your sleep patterns, even TVs, laptops, different things like that. So Apple's kind of always ahead of the game, and what they have now on your phone is called night shift. So some of you might already realize that that's automatically set, and your night shift, if you have a newer updated phone, I think it was the recent update, that your night shift will come on. And what that does is it decreases the blue light, which is what is decreasing our melatonin, right? So hi Rich, hi Michelle. I'm talking about sleep, and we're going to be going over this week in a group too. But the first recommendation was was getting 50 more minutes of sleep a night until you work up to 8 hours. But for the people that are in bed for 8 or 9 hours, but are waking up really tired and don't have energy, or they conk in the middle of the day, it's probably more because they may be looking at a computer, or they have really bright light before bed. So you have to dim the lights. That's one strategy to just kind of get in a good nighttime routine that's going to help you get ready, your brain get ready for bed. And then these couple things I'm going to talk about right now, and I'll put some resources, some references in the comments below, so check them out. The first thing I talked about was using an iPhone and turning your night shift on. So my goal right now is to go to bed between 10 and 11. Hi, Nicole. You're going to laugh because I'm talking about sleep. And how my goal is a lot different than it was in college when we stayed up all night. So what I do is I turn my night shift on, and it's a good reminder because I get a little notification on my phone, I think a half an hour before 10 o'clock, that says my night shift's going to go on, get ready for bed. Now, I'm still a little bit closer to 11 o'clock right now, but again, I'm a work in progress. So I'm okay if I get to bed at 11. And I try to get up between 5 and 6. Obviously, I'm still not getting my 8 hours, but I'm working towards that. And if I get my extra 50 minutes, because I started at such a low level, you know, a minimal amount of hours, then I'm going to increase my cognitive function by 20%. I'm going to get smarter. And I'm not going to be yelling at my kids as much, hopefully. And I'm going to make better decisions throughout the day. So try that night shift. Make sure if you have an update on your iOS that you are turning that on, and that you're turning it on, again, to the settings you want. Otherwise, I think it just automatically sets to the sunrise and the sunset. So I don't know, my daughter said hers comes on really early, like hers was on already tonight. So that's why I think it's better to put your specific goal for sleeping on there. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock, or 7, whenever you're getting up, you want to have that blue light, because now you want your melatonin level to go down, right? So this sleeping well and getting the REM sleep that we need to have energy, and I have to say, my energy levels are much better as I'm getting my sleep-wake cycle improved. And it seems so simple, but I'm not conking as much. I'm not getting as tired in the middle of the day. And once I get out of bed, it's a lot easier to get moving. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you do when you get up, and, you know, making the morning, that first hour, really about you, and setting yourself up for a really successful day. Then you look forward to getting up, right? And you don't want to hit that snooze so many times, because you're getting up to your time and your hours, and what you want to do for yourself. Hi, Emily. So try that. Turn your night shift on your iPad or your iPhone. On a computer, what I've seen in a couple recommendations, and I have it on my laptop because now I'm better, but I used to be on my computer really late at night before bed, is you can get an app, and I'll try to put a link in the comments. It's f.lux. I'm not f.lux. And so you download the application, you put it on your desktop or your laptop, and then you can set it up the same way with your sleep and wake cycle. So when I'm working on the laptop at night, the blue light will be blocked. And why does that matter? Because everything's about hormones, right? Especially the ladies, the men too, because men aren't getting the right amount of REM. But we want to decrease our cortisol at night and increase our melatonin, which also helps with weight loss, not just energy. So when you always hear, you know, after menopause or after 40, a lot of women can't lose weight, it's because our hormones are way out of balance and we're not sleeping enough because we're super stressed. So we want to get our cortisol down and our melatonin up at the right times, okay? So if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. And if you know anybody that, you know, is having a lot of trouble with energy, forward this video, and you just hit the share button on the bottom there. And I'm going to try to get on all week because I have 5 different tips to try to help your energy. And I have to say, my energy level has been so much better since I have started these 5 tips. They're so basic. They're about breathing more, getting out in the fresh air, sleeping better, and moving at the right times. So definitely in the morning, which is why I do my yoga or my meditation in the morning now, because I'm not ready to hop up and do a really hard workout at that time. But movement creates energy. So those are the things that we're going to talk about, and I'll give you some good strategies. But questions below. Otherwise, have a good night. Set your night shifts so you get rid of that blue light. TV is a different story. We'll try to talk about that a different day. There's some different tips for that. And then look into that F-Lux for your desktops and laptops. Okay, you guys, thanks again for hopping on. I hope this connection was okay. Bye.